What is up, guitar legends? Sam Wild here. We're looking at Harry's Wondrous World today, one of the themes from the Harry Potter films. If you do want to learn the other themes, we've got the Hedwig theme, Mischief Managed, and also Double Trouble. I've made separate videos, separate lessons for those little pieces of music. The links are down below. Today though, we're looking at Harry's Wondrous World, which is one of the few pieces that kind of sounds happy-ish and major-ish. The other pieces all sound very minor-y, very, you know, magical. Whereas this is kind of just a nice, gentle piece of music. So have a look at the tab here. You notice it says 3, 4. All that means is we've got 3 beats per bar. So it's going do, do, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Bum, 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 bum. So it's in groups of 3. Okay, it's just worth realizing that. We also have this little leading bar. Then it comes in. Now, this first part is a big stretch at certain stages. So if you have a big guitar and small hands, it's very difficult. I actually have small hands, but I've got quite a small guitar, so I can just about do the stretch. If you really struggle with the stretch, you can just miss out a few notes and just get the top notes. We'll get to that though. So start with this lead-in part. Boom, 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 then. So we have first finger on the 7th fret of the D string. Then we're going to slide it up 2 frets. But we're also going to add in second finger, 10th fret on the A string. So we have. Alright, now make sure you use the right fingers, because then it's easier to get into this starting shape here. So first finger is 8th fret, second finger 10th fret, third finger also 10th fret. Alright, now I tend to, you can play all 3 at the same time, as the tab suggests, or you can do a sort of one after the other roll, which sounds quite nice. So you do all 3, then the A string. Then we have to reach the pinky across to the 12th fret. And we alternate with the D string once we get there. You see that? 12, 10, 12, 10, right? Third bar, we're going to do the bass note again with that G string. But then you'll see that it has to slide in. Now when I slide it in, I take the middle finger off because I feel like it kind of gets in the way at this stage. So you slide it over 2 frets. You might even want to adjust where your fingers are a little bit as you're doing this, because you're going to have to get in this top 8 there at the end of the third bar. You can see 8, 8. Okay. So again, just to clarify, this third bar, we're still in the same shape. We have, so just work on that. Dun, 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 dun. Again, middle finger can come off at this point. So get this shape and then stretch across. Always get this shape ready first, then stretch the pinky. Now, this is really hard to get those top notes in there. It's very difficult. So you really have to make sure you're in the right position with the hand. All right, so the first finger, essentially the bottom segment of your finger is what's going to be pushing in to the 8th fret here. And you really want to pull the elbow back, maybe even to the side a little bit, so you're kind of dragging the hand back and across. And that's how you get a really good squeeze on it. You see that? Really, there's a lot of effort going in there. It might not look like it, but I'm really squeezing the bottom of my first finger in so I can get those top 2 notes there. Okay, so it's going to feel a little uncomfortable, but it's just temporary. You just do it for a split second and then we come out of the shape anyway. Because as soon as we've done it, we can release that and move to this shape. Okay, so this is a stretch. This is the other difficult shape to get. After this, it's not too tricky. Alright, now if you really struggle with this shape, all you have to do is just play the top note and bottom note instead. Like like that. Just do 2 notes at a time. Right, but if you want to try and really push it in, again, you kind of have to pull. See, my arm is pushing against the guitar, which moves it forward. You can see that if you push the elbow in, you're putting pressure that way, and then the hand is counteracting that, right? So they're kind of pushing against each other, opposing forces. It allows you to get a better squeeze for these awkward shapes, right? See, a lot of people just try and squeeze this hand in, and they don't apply force to the guitar here to try and help with that, right? Doesn't mean you'll necessarily be able to do it just by doing this. You might still struggle if you have tiny little hands, although I have small hands. So the pinky starts on, and then it comes off, right? Now I also add in this extra D string note, just to fill the space. Okay, then we have these 2 notes here. So still the same shape. You can kind of release the pressure here. Okay, we just go da da. So we've got thumb and G string, and then we play the D string. Alright, but then on the last bar, you're gonna have to again pull it in so you can get that B string. And then we hop across to this G power chord. We've got 10th fret, 12th, 12th, right? So this little section here is really tricky, these kind of middle bars. The second half of this piece of music, down here, much easier. It's just this awful, quite difficult, alright? So altogether this line we have dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. Alright, so this second half we're going to use some chord shapes here. Most of it is just C major, but we're just adding in the 9 and the sus4 just to give it a little something, a little movement. So get your C major chord ready to begin with. Now I use all 5 fingers here, depending on which part it is. You notice there's 5 notes in this first part, so you want to use all 5. Now some of you might not like using your pinky, but when you're just kind of doing them all at once, you might find it's not so bad, okay? The other option is, if you really don't want to use your pinky, then don't bother with the D string, and you can use these 3 fingers on the bottom 3 strings like this. Still sounds good, but you're just missing that. You're just missing that D string note basically if you do it that way. For those of you that want to take your playing to the next level, make sure you sign up to my premium membership website. You'll gain access to all my backing tracks, all of my lessons, and I'll teach you how to improvise, solo, and play advanced chords. Enjoy the rest of your lesson, guys. So start with all 5, and then you add the pinky to B string 3rd fret. Now you'll notice when I play this, I'm kind of just doing whatever, right? But I've made this tab just so you have something specific to follow along with. So you do all 5, right, then just 1 note on its own. Now watch what I do here. The elbow kind of rotates towards the guitar, so I can really push in the palm, and that allows me to get this barred part, okay? Because you can see we've got 1 and 1. Right? You see how I move? It's like I'm trying to pull in the first finger, so it makes it much easier to get that barred note there. Instead of just trying to squeeze it, try and use your whole arm to help with that. Alright, then we go back to the pinky again. Right? Dun 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 dun. So you'll notice it's kind of the same thing twice there. Dun 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 dun, and again dun 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 dun. And again, dun dun dun. But then on that third time round, we're going to finish with a C chord without the pinky, right? So dun 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 dun. Third time, bum 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 bum. Alright, so I play F and G there. There's a few ways you can play F and G. You could do like this. If you know those shapes, you might want to do that instead. Okay, but I like the movement of this, the way every note goes up 2 frets. You can almost slide up, but it's up to you. You can just do these Fs if you want, F and G, like that, a bit more beginner chords there. Now you can do that again, or you can go to these higher shapes. Again, I try and just use all 5 fingers instead of strumming it. I mean, you can strum it, but I just tend to pluck them instead, or put the thumb from the A string down. Okay, these are quite difficult shapes, so again, you don't have to, you can just play the lower shapes again. Like that, right? And then we finish on C. Or in my case, I would play then, and we finish on our C major chord. Alright guys, that is everything. If you want to learn the other theme songs, we've got Hedwig's theme, which is easier than this one by the way, and so is Double Trouble. There's also Mischief Managed, which is quite difficult as well, and this one is called Wondrous World. If you found this video helpful in any way, please give it a like and make sure you subscribe too. Hit that notification bell icon so you get notified for new videos. Alright, good luck with the play along. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.